What's up, Ranger fans? PR Mayhem back with a brand new video, and today is a for sale video. I will be posting up everything that is in my collection that is currently up for grabs, including everything that you see here. If you're interested in any of these items, please private message me via Facebook on the PR Mayhem Facebook page, entitled, funnily enough, PR Mayhem. Please bear in mind that I'll be giving you pricings today, but those pricings do not include postage, as most people who purchase from me live overseas, as in like the US and places like that. And obviously when you're shipping internationally, prices are higher than they are when shipping domestically. So the prices I will be quoting do not include postage. So everything that you see here is for sale. First and foremost, you've got the full complete red Time Force suit, including the helmet made by Wild Ranger 5, and pretty much Kranger making everything else except for the Time Force Morphin buckle. So it includes helmet, suit, belt, buckle, boots, cuffs, gloves, and Morphin prop. You've also got the heavily used green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger helmet that you see there on the right. You have two sets of boot cuffs that go over your boots to transform you into different variants of Power Rangers. You've got the red Mighty Morphin boot cuffs and the black Mighty Morphin boot cuffs. And over to the side here, you've got a complete set of cuffs in that you have red Mighty Morphin boot and arm cuffs that match up perfectly, all four created by Studio Bohem, along with the Studio Bohem made plain white boots, otherwise known as white Power Ranger cosplay boots. Anyone who knows Studio Bohem know the quality that they produce. Anyone who doesn't, they are the best boot maker out there right now for Ranger cosplays, along with one of the best cuff makers for arms and boot cuffs. You've also got two cases, one to house a 1993 Morphin or Morphin prop, and one to house Power Coin or a Power Coin singular. You've also got a 1993 set of gold plates to hook up to your 93 Morpher for the for the green or white Ranger Morpher, and you've also got there at the back a green Zhu Ranger Morphin buckle prop that can be used for cosplay, or you can hook it up to your regular belt. Right guys, so as I said, I'll be giving you a pricing on everything. Please bear in mind that these don't include postage. If interested, please private message me on Facebook via PR Mayhem. Now the first items for sale, I'm not going to go into too much detail guys because you've seen them before, and that's the red Time Force suit, the entire cosplay in fact. You've got the boots, you've got the arm cuffs, you've got the belt, you've got the buckle, and you've got the bodysuit, all made by Kranger. I am about I'm about 6 foot. This will fit anyone pretty much from, I'd say, 5'10" to 6'1" or 2. The material this is made out of is extremely stretchy. It's not my Rab Seams one. It's a different one. It's the one I originally had. It's extremely stretchy, probably the stretchiest suit I've ever worn. You've got the gloves, which are good quality. One of them does have a small hole just in the area between the thumb and the finger. You've got the Wibbly Wobbly FX made Time Force Morpher, or the Chrono Morpher as it's known. So you've got the nice detailing, and it fits on the arm cuff really nicely. You've also got the belt, which will fit anywhere from a 32-inch, because it is adaptable, 32-inch to 38-inch quite easily. In fact, it'll probably go a little bit smaller because you can amend it yourself. And you've got the Wild Ranger 5 red Time Force helmet. So you've got the really nice paintwork, discs at the side, nice cut. It's got a small bit of chipping there at the top, but not very much as you can see. Then you've got the visor, so it's a tinted visor along with red mesh on the inside. I've removed the padding to make it more spacious. If you're interested in these items, the entire suit is going for $800, that's US dollars, plus postage. None of the quotations I'll be giving you guys include postage because I live in the UK and most people who find interest are abroad. I'm happy to ship worldwide, but I'm not going to cover postage. That'll be the responsibility of the buyer. As I said, 800 US dollars plus postage. If you're interested now, I've had a lot of people ask about just the helmet. Until now, I've said I'm selling the whole suit as one piece. I'm willing to split it up, so if you're going for the helmet, it is 350 US dollars plus postage. If you're interested in the rest of it as a one piece, it will be 350 plus postage. Right guys, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the Green Range helmet just because there's been past videos on it. So you've got the clear stone at the top. You've got the flexible visor, which allows for better breathing. You've got the black marking at the top, which could probably be buffed out if someone was better skilled than I am. I have like no worker skills whatsoever. You've got the gap in the helmet that goes through both sides, unfortunately. Those of you who don't know the story, you can check out the other for sale video on it. So it does have matching seams. I always thought that one side was closed and one side was open, but apparently not. Then at the back, you've got where I had to re-glue the joint. The gap, while not looking fantastic, it doesn't really affect the helmet, and it does actually give you a little bit of extra breathing. And you've got one slightly loose hinge on one side. That's the gist of it. There are a few minor scuffs here and there, but nothing that would really affect it from being used in cosplay, or certainly as a display piece. This was made by MMPR USA, who's now out of business. But you see inside the helmet. There we go. So a little bit of padding, just to close it up. This is going for very, very cheap. This is only $130 plus postage. Next up for sale, we have two pairs of boot cuffs. You've got real genuine leather red Mighty Morphin and real genuine leather black Mighty Morphin. These were created by Studio Bohem on Facebook. For those of you who know them or have heard of them, you know what quality they produce. And for those of you who haven't, they are probably the best boot maker and arm and boot cuff maker to come along in the last couple of years. So they do top quality stuff. As I said, they're real leather. They attach at the back via a zip. So the idea is that you would unzip it, slip it over your boot up to the top of the boot, just over your calf. Then you zip it down, and that would attach enough pressure to keep the boot on the top half of your boot without sagging. As you can see, they narrow towards the bottom of the boot. I wear between... I'm an awkward boot size, so I wear between like a 9.5, or anywhere between sort of like a 9 to a 10.5 boot size, US boot size. So I'm kind of an awkward foot. So you can pretty much wear these with any size in between those or around there. But they are adjustable in the fact that if it is too big, like I've seen some people do when they're bought secondhand, is they attach just a slip of Velcro on the back, that on the cuff and then the boot, that way it keeps it up and it stops it from sagging down the back of your foot. These are going for $75 US dollars for each pair, so $75 plus postage. One thing to mention, as I always give a very detailed review, I don't try and screw anybody or sell them stuff that they don't know what they're buying. There is a slight issue with the black ones, this one specifically, only because there is an issue with the zipper in that it doesn't completely close. So when you zip it down, sometimes this gap appears. Now, this doesn't actually affect it being used, simply because the zip at the bottom, it doesn't come down, it doesn't come off, it's stuck there. So you can't actually take it off, which means the pressure at the bottom keeps the boot in place, even though there is that slight gap in the middle. So it doesn't actually affect its usage when you are cosplaying. Actually, neither of these boots have been cosplayed with. I've never used these, and I've never used these. I attended an event recently as Red Mighty Morphin, but I chose not to use these. I used different versions, which I'll see in just a moment. And these ones, I've not actually completed my Black Mighty Morphin cosplay yet, so they are unused. Next up, we have a complete set of genuine leather Red Mighty Morphin boot and arm cuffs made by Studio Bohem on Facebook. As I mentioned previously, Studio Bohem are the top guys in regards to leatherwork for arm, boot cuffs and boots in cosplay at the moment, specifically Ranger cosplay. Top quality, similar to the other items that I just showed you. They attached via a zip at the back to cover up the back part of your boots and around the edge. Will have no problem staying up. And you've also got the arm cuffs, which you've seen before. So you unzip it, and the zip doesn't actually come apart, so they've got tabs at the top just like the other ones, so they don't actually open up completely, which is handy. And then you slide them on, zip them up to close them, and you're good to go. These have only ever been used once. There is minimal wear and tear, as you can see. I'll just show you. Focus, damn it. There we go. It's not focusing really, but So there's no real marks or scuffs. One of the boot cuffs has a slight marking on one of the sides. I can't even find it now for the life of me though. There it is. There's a slight blackened mark on there, just there. As you can see, you can barely see it, just there in the middle. So top quality Studio Bohem arm and boot cuffs for Red Mighty Morphin, genuine leather. These are going for $140 plus postage. Next up, we have a real genuine leather pair of Studio Bohem made plain white Power Ranger cosplay boots. The beauty of these is you could purchase these and use them for pretty much any season that had white base coloured boots. So you could buy them for Mighty Morphin and have diamond stuck on them. You could buy them for Zeo and have gold trim put on them. You could buy them and leave them as they are and use them for Mega Ranger or in space. So a ton of possibilities here. They're real genuine leather, extremely soft, very smooth, extremely comfortable on the foot. As I mentioned, I'm between like a 9 to a 10.5 boot, so they'll fit anyone in that range. There's a decent amount of padding inside, very soft lining, like a soft velvet lining on the inside. As with most white boots, there is a bit of scuffage on the inside of the ankle, so you've got a little bit of black there and there. But again, no one's going to be looking for that, and it's barely noticeable. If you're interested in purchasing these Studio Bohem made real leather white boots, the price will be $170 plus postage. Now here we've got a collection of items. We've got a green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Morpher holder. It doesn't hold the legacy one. It will hold the 93 Morpher and a variation of Morpher buckle props. You've got a coin holder that I used to use for my tribal coin before I sold it. You've also got green/white plates for the 93 Morpher, and you've got a used green Zhu Ranger or Dragon Ranger belt buckle for a Barai cosplay. In regards to these items, I'm willing to just send these off to anyone who wants them, as long as they pay for postage. So all you're paying for is postage. Please bear in mind I'm in the UK. These I'm going with $15 to $20 plus postage, and this I'm going $25 plus postage as it is used. And there you have it, guys, my full list of for sale items. One item that is for sale that isn't currently here is my Chrono Sabers that go with Red Time Force. Those are going for $140 plus postage. Please bear in mind though that they are a large item and could be quite expensive to post depending on where you live. You've got the full Red Time Force, or $350 plus postage for the helmet and $400 for the rest. You've got the red and black genuine leather cuffs, boot cuffs that is, from Studio Bohem. You've got a complete set of red Mighty Morphin cuffs, boot and arm from Studio Bohem. You've got plain white Power Ranger cosplay boots. You've got the two cases, Morpher and Coin, which you just pay for postage for. Then you've got the used green Mighty Morphin buckle and the 93 green and white Mighty Morphin Morpher plates. And you've got the heavily used green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger helmet. If you are interested in any of these items, as I mentioned at the beginning, please private message me through my PR Mayhem Facebook page. Anyway, guys, that's it from me, and I will catch you as always next time.